Right, so welcome back. Still waiting on bits of transfers, but I'm at the stage that the engine can start going together because all the lining I need is done on that. The cab's still waiting, but at least I can get the boiler and the bands and start plumbing and get everything else ready. So let's take a look at how I'm doing this. We've already painted the boiler bands. I have got some bits that I want to touch up, but that'll be done with a brush. But I'd much rather it was on the boiler so it was a nice stable platform. So we've got the boiler stood up, and to hold the lagging sheet in place while I put the bands on, some may recognise these. People in our club will probably know exactly who I was given them by. What they are is the catheter bands, the bands that hold catheters on. These were new, they've not been used before. He reused them a few times, so he always ended up with a few spares, so he handed them out. And they are ideal for this job. They're nice and soft on the inside, so they don't do any harm to the paint. But it holds it all in place, so I can get my boiler bands in, and then we can look at putting the boiler onto the frames. The smoke box, I've checked for fit, and it's a bit of a pig getting it down. It's a nice tight fit in the frames. So what I've done is I've just put it in that far, angled it forward slightly. The boiler can slide into it, and then the boiler will drop down. I have done a trial fit, but it seems to be okay. So, boiler bands. So with the boiler bands pretty much in place, what's next to do is get some sealant around the bottom of the smoke box and around the ring, and then insert. So let's give that a go. Now I'm sure there'll be other people out there saying, oh, use fire clay, use this, use that, use the other. This is my preference. This is it from Amazon. Using the silicone based stuff, it gives you a bit of flexibility from my personal opinion. If you use the fire clay, yes, it's great, it's nice and hard, it goes solid, but any expansion issues, any movement, it cracks away, it breaks, and then you lose your seal. So hopefully with this, I've always used it on my other engines, never had a problem. I use the same stuff for cylinder covers and all of that kind of thing as well. So that's why I use this. So I'm going to tidy it up a little bit more in a moment, but I have spread it round the four sides at the bottom, because this smoke box hasn't got a bottom. It uses the cylinder block as the base of the smoke box. So I've sealed around all the edges, put a seal around the door ring, not the door ring, the joining ring to the barrel, and then the next thing is to slide the boiler in. But what I have also done is annealed these pipes so that once the boiler's in place, I've got a bit of movement to get them back onto the fittings in the smoke box fairly easily. Touch wood. So let's give that a go. And there we go. All fitted. Put a couple of bolts in the bottom of the smoke box, and yes, we are ready to go. I must remember to tighten these up, but I can't do it right now because I've just had a shout to say dinner's ready. So hopefully I won't forget to tighten them up later. In the meantime, I must apologise for I'd set up the camera to film me putting it on and shuffling it into place, but I forgot to hit record, so that's gone. So we will catch up later on. So as you can tell, I'm back out here. I've tightened up the blower pipe, tightened up the bottom pipes. I've put the screws in that hold the cladding sheet down. And to be honest, that's probably about as much as I'll do tonight. Still got a list of jobs to do, but it is definitely getting there. Now obviously I couldn't quite leave it there. There's got two more things I want to do. One is stand it together with the tender. Doesn't that look good? I'm resisting the urge to stand the cab on there. That may well come tomorrow. But I might well put the smoke box door on as well. I've put the chimney on. Yeah, let's put the door on. There we go. How does that look? I think it looks pretty awesome already. Now, my question for you people, the backhead. What do you think? Paint the backhead and then everything else will be polished and show up nicer, or just polish all the pipe work as it goes back on and leave it at that? Tell me what you think, because I can't find any colour pictures of when this was painted in this livery because that was too long ago. So I don't know what to do. Could go either way. I've seen both. Generally, personally, I probably prefer a painted backhead, and then everything that goes on get polished and it looks a bit neater. However, yeah, tell me what you think. That's about it for now. Obviously, from here on in, it'll be pipe work going on, finishing all the plumbing at the back end. I need to sort out the water valves on the tender, get all that sorted, by which time hopefully we'll have some transfers to finish the cab and tender sides, because otherwise I'm starting to run out of bits. Wow. So there we go. I've had enough for today. You don't want to hear me rambling anymore. As always, thanks for watching. It really does make my day when I see your lovely comments, all the likes. I try and answer as many as I can. But as always, let me know what you think. Let me know if you'd have done things differently, what you think, where you think I should go. I am enjoying it, to be honest. I'm at the stage where it's starting to come together quite quickly. I need to tidy up some of the lining. Just looking from a distance, it looks a bit untidy in places, but it's just touching it up with the brush. So yeah, it's always nice at this stage, as it just starts to go back together. It starts to progress really quickly, and you just can't beat that feeling as it comes together. So more rambling, sorry about that. I will catch up with you next time. Thanks for watching. See you soon.